All right, so there's just some things I just want to touch on in regards to Hamza. Obviously, I'm sure you know who he is. You clicked on this video, you saw the thumbnail. There's been some stuff going around, mainly that about him changing his views and like him making like this kind of like big 180 shift from like I guess it was kind of like a full loop. Honestly, he went from like red pill, and then he went, pardon me, from this like degenerate phase. It's like kind of a more like wholesome phase of, I guess, if that makes sense at all. Like this spiritual, getting into like religion, like having like the brotherhood, living out in like the woods and like things like that. Back to or seemingly, at least from the looks of it, kind of back into like this red pill. I'm not gonna call it a degenerate phase because I don't know, right? What the fuck do I know? But this is just kind of my thoughts on it, and especially like my warning to others, especially who are as gullible as myself when taking advice from other people. So, but there's just some couple of like key points I just want to touch on, and I got my trusty notebook. Keep my eye on the prize here. But I know there's been a lot of talk about Hamza's like changing his opinions a lot, and yeah, I guess I can kind of understand that in a sense. Like on one side, I get it because of course he's he's like 26, 27, around there, like I guess like late 20s roughly. And your mind changes, right? Especially in your 20s and stuff. But my thing is like it's pretty problematic when it's especially when it's very drastic and when you're, well, his words, like a cult leader. When there's especially a lot of young men like myself who followed him. I mean, I've been following Hamza for about almost 2 years now, roughly, and he's definitely helped me out a lot in my life. But there are some things, it's like just kind of pick and choose. There's some things I like that of his, some things I don't. But especially when it's very like drastic changes like that, that are just so like out of the box. Like, as again, going from that wholesome phase where he was just living in the woods, kind of, talking about like purpose and all that, and really hyping that type of life up, and then completely making a 180 and going towards like this whole just big city living, kind of dating around and all that. As again, that's just what it looks like as of now. I don't know if he'll go that way. I don't know if he'll reverse. Who knows? But my thing is, my main problem with this type of thing, though, at least what he preaches, is the whole black and white thinking of it. It's the whole like, if you're not doing this, then you're bad. Then you're a piece of shit. You're lazy. Then or Jeffrey, right? The Jeffrey Adonis thing. And I guess it kind of fits the character. Like that whole like cult leader type of vibe. I guess maybe that's why he does it, or maybe that's just who he is as a person. I don't. As again, your guess is just as good as mine. But another thing I wanted to talk about is, especially when taking advice from people, just anyone in general, and especially from the internet, because I know, because I'm very gullible in this regard, is you can't really become another person, and it sounds trivial. It sounds actually pretty downright retarded to even say it out loud, but like it just seems like so common sense. But I feel like some people just forget that. Like, I see a lot of clones online of pretty much Hamza. Like, they're not clones of Ham, but like they're kind of, like they're like borderline clones online. Damn, it's pretty cold out here. I had this kind of phase with myself as well. Like, oh, I have to do this. I have to, kind of copy the same routine, kind of copy the same personality, all this, and then it hit me one day, and this hit me like last year, and I was like, I just can't be like, I can't be Hamza. Like, like nobody can. Hamza can only be Hamza. You can be you. I can be me, right? That's it. Like, I can't become like Hamza number two because nobody wants to deal with like a clone of somebody. Like nobody wants to deal with number two, right? They'll always just go to the original source. And there's actually a really good quote from Earl Nightingale. I actually want to, if I can pull it up here real quick. Well, then, roughly paraphrasing, of course, emulation isn't bad as long as you emulate person or persons who you wish to become like. And that's I feel like that's really the best way to put it. Like, there's for sure a big difference between like copying and just like a downright clone of someone. And I would just really say, yeah, watch out. Like, are your like intentions, your actions really you, or are they just like some other influencer or like some other person in your life, or perhaps as again online that's just kind of like infiltrating your mind. So just something to kind of watch out for, because I know I kind of fall, or at least I notice myself personally falling into that trap sometimes, and it's pretty dangerous. So another part that I wanted to touch on is I know Hamza has, or I know some people have criticized him for this, like the whole dating advice of the whole like keeping it very mysterious and not really showing your true self. And I'm not going to talk too much on that for obvious reasons, because you can't really maintain a long-term relationship. I mean, that's just my assumption. I mean, I've seen my parents specifically. They're just real with each other. The whole they're just, as again, they're just authentic, and I'm not going to sit here and say like like my dad's like this mysterious person. Like, no, he's just himself. Because I'd imagine, and I personally I've never been in a long-term relationship, but just based off of my assumptions and like my just general observation of things, the people who are in long term relationships don't have that like all fictitious character, that like just no insecurity type person. I don't know, like what I'm talking about. So I don't know. That's another thing though. And my final thing on this is, of course I don't have all the answers. I mean, I'm 22, about to turn 23 in what, less than 2 weeks. I'm just pretty much just trying to figure it out just as much as you are, man. So, but yeah, I just wanted to really give this warning to others, to say like, you know, just watch out, really protect your mind, because it's a pretty scary world out there, and there's a lot of people who try to infiltrate your thoughts, But there's a really good video I actually watched about like the power of the subconscious mind, and this kind of ties into kind of like, of course, like I don't really feel like anyone technically necessarily has all the answers, but I know there's a good channel by J.R. Kerfman. He did a video about perhaps all our best answers, or like our answers in general, like come from us directly. So I'll leave that in the description down below if you want to go check it out. I personally find it to be a very educational channel, and and personally I like his videos. So try to support. I try to support like the smaller YouTube channels as well. It's a rough game out here, so I gotta spread the love when I can. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you all take care and stay safe out there, not just physically but also mentally as well. Gotta watch out, especially these days. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. And y'all take care, and until next time, peace out.